And of course, that's a good one.
Other couplers, heads.
And
also on the locomotive, you can change them out for gauges if you want to.
Yeah. I'm surprised, like, the knuckles actually. Yeah, no, I they have like
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Sean, it's Nick Maston from ITLA Scale Models. Just want to show you a little bit about what we do and some of what we offer as well. And I hope you look at our website, ITLAScaleModels.com, and you'll see a lot more of what I'm going to show you here. So we're a manufacturer of laser cut wood kits, and we're based in Dorchester, Ontario, but we ship worldwide through our website. And we have a clientele base that is worldwide. We enjoy shipping to Australia, Europe, and all over the UK, things such as that. So in a lot of these cases, you look at these buildings here, you're going to see laser cut wood. I'm going to jump in front of the camera here so I can pick up a piece.
Yes!
We build a lot of our kits with MDF, laser engraved MDF wood. Easy to cut, easy to paint, easy to build with, and a lot of fun. So what you see here in the raw material is basically these kits here. So they're basically laser cut and manufactured by us. You assemble and paint, of course, as you would normally with any plastic model kit. This is all representative of transition era type structures, but can be updated to bring them into today's modern era, if you wish. You'll see these buildings all over.
Nice.
As we rail fan, right?
Yeah.
Question?
What got you started into doing the laser cut kits?
That's a great question. So I'm a model railroader as well, and I have been all my life. And I'm also I'm an electrical engineer by trade, but I love to build things. I love hands-on type stuff, which drew me into this hobby, and probably did you as well.
Yeah.
So as I went through my schooling, one of the areas that I focused in was laser cutting, laser manipulation, and machinery, etc.
How long has this been
Understanding model railroading, there was an obvious connection between the hobby and something like this where we can create models and we can and I could learn the technology and be able to do that myself. So that's kind of how it all started. Rooting in the hobby itself and then some education
and expanding off of that. And you saw a need for fine scale buildings and
exactly, and that's kind of it became a bit of a challenge as well, right? So there's a lot of plastic kits out there on the market, and I built enough of them as you did.
I've built many,
right? And I thought that I could try to do something different. And yes, I'm glad you picked that up because I think that this modeling in this medium, I think, is a better representation of masonry and concrete than plastic is. And I say that because the material, this MDF material, will take the paint much better than plastic will, in my opinion, and result in a matte finish that is more replicating a brick surface or a masonry surface. You can also manipulate this, so I could use X-Acto blade, and I could chip more brick out if I wanted to. I could rough shape the edges and make it look a little more old or spalling features, etc. So that's kind of where this kind of drove me to create something different. I hope it's different. There are a lot of competitors out there, I realize, but I believe that we have a lot of concrete masonry type structures that offer the modeler a lot more than what you see out there every day.
Now, how did you find designs to do your laser cutting?
A lot of these designs are homegrown, to be honest. So we 2D design in Corel Draw, basically, and then the laser will read that Corel Draw file and produce the parts that we ask it to. The challenge is really designing how the components will go together. So when you look at something as small as this end scale wall section, you can see that we do a tongue and groove joint system of our wall assembly. And the reason we do that is to try to make it easy for you to build and make it robust. So that you can handle the components. And, if you have a modular layout or a home layout, either way, you're going to be able to move stuff around and not damage it. So the engineering behind how all these parts go together is the challenge, and as corny as it sounds, it's the fun.
Yeah, right.
To making all this stuff work. So
Yeah.
the windows and how they go together, the placement of the walls. A lot of it is looking at drawings, it's looking at images, and whether it's Google Earth or whether it's just Google Images. You can see a lot of neat ideas out there, right? We're replicating some of what we see. So mostly these buildings are generic.
Yeah.
However, there is not one that is specific. Grimsby Station, as an example, is a specific model built from blueprint.
Yeah.
As an
Okay.
example. This industrial complex down here in N scale is really just a free flow building built using the individual wall sections that we
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, to me, that looks like a generic building. I'm from the Guelph area, and Uniroyal Chemical in the old section of town had very similar building to that, just different paint.
You see stuff like this all over. So I'm from the Windsor area and grew up in the automotive industry in Windsor. Went across the river to Detroit a lot in business,
Right.
General Motors, and you see these structures everywhere.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of ingrained in my mind, and I always loved that old industrial trackside going down look. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
spawned this design.
You expect to see garbage blowing by, and
So N scale, HO scale, and even contemplating some O scale with this product.
Okay. Now, how long have you been in doing this?
We've owned the business. My wife and I have owned this business now 9 years.
9.
Actually, yeah, into 9 years now. And so we've been growing as time goes on. Again, it's almost a full-time job. But,
Yeah, it would have to be.
it was intended to be a retirement kind of job, and it's become more full-time than that.
Right,
So,
right.
But we're enjoying it, and it's fun to bring stuff out and have people appreciate it.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
really the reward.
Can you tell me a bit about the Grimsby station there? Like how it became about and the process you used to get it to where it is now?
So Grimsby Station, those of you who hopefully will recognize it, it's now gone, right, burned down many, many years ago, unfortunately. But this station was designed by a gentleman from Windsor, probably, I want to say 10 to 15 years ago, and using the blueprints that were available. So we have the actual 1908 blueprints for this particular building. He scaled it up from those blueprints, and we took it to a kit from there. So this has been quite a popular kit of ours. It's a good example of somebody who has been able to envision structure from a set of 2D prints.
Right.
So it's not an easy thing to do for anybody.
Yeah.
In this case, the gentleman did it on our behalf.
Oh, okay.
Years
Yeah.
ago.
And so I guess there was no Google Maps and Google Earth involved.
In this case, not.
No,
Not in this
yeah.
particular case, no.
Right.
This is more of a specific blueprint-driven model.
Which would make it more prototypical, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, very prototypical.
It's an incredible looking building.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. What sort of projects do you have coming in the future?
Well, there's a number of things that are bubbling around on the design board, if you will. I mentioned this in O scale as another potential. There is some N scale that we're considering as well. I know that you'd be happy with that.
Yes.
And then there's a bunch of HO scale. We've got a number of different designs that are in play. Some of the old St. Thomas structures, New York Central, Michigan Central structures we've got in the background that we may bring forward. Again, the old St. Thomas station might be another one of those could come forward. A lot of industrial trackside stuff is really what I like. My wife wants us to, Renee wants us to work on some streetscape as well. So there's another set of streetscape buildings that are also in design right now that we would hope to get out later in the year or early next year.
Good,
as
good.
well. Yeah.
Okay, now, do you take special orders from people as well for stuff that you don't make? Like if they had, is that something that you do as well, or no?
I tend not to, and in all honesty, as much as it's fun to do, it just takes so much time that I can't dedicate the few months it would take to develop the station that you want. I say loosely, but I wish I had $1 for every time somebody asked me for a specific station. But it honestly takes months to develop and produce. So, you got to think about a bit of a business. Either that person's going to have to be willing to commit to a certain price for a custom built structure, or I'm going to try to bring it to market. on their behalf, as my part of the arrangement.
Right.
But then you can look at your your customer base. How many can you really
make and market?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's those are the tough decisions you got to make.
Yeah.
What's
So-
going to appeal? To the
Yeah,
people?
yeah. So speaking of packaging, how long does it take from inception of a project to getting it to
To where
packaging
you see it
and where we
here?
see it?
That's
Yeah.
a good question. So it depends on a lot on the size of the product or the size of the complexity of the model. But I would suggest it's about a 3-month to 6-month time frame to move a project from a napkin sketch to what you see here.
Yeah. And a lot of sleepless nights mulling things over in your head.
A lot of engineering goes on. Exactly.
Yeah, it does for sure.
Exactly.
Now these kits, I see that they're full buildings, and you mentioned they were modular. Can they be done as like backdrop kits
Great
as
question.
well?
Absolutely right. So a lot of these kits will be built, will be designed, I should say, configurable. We like to say they're configurable. So the wall sections can be moved and modified and mated in different orientations to produce either a fully sided structure, as you can see here, rotating. That same structure can be built as a flat. So this same kit will produce a wall flat such as that, about a 1/2 inch wide. Okay, so as an example, you can go from any orientation of walls to a full-sided flat. And all that, as an example, all that is in this one kit. So as an example. So when you look here, if I showed you this, it's maybe difficult to see in the camera shot, but various wall sections, all you do is configure them to fit the footprint or your space on your ramp.
Now, can each individual kit, like say factory kits, can they be paired up with another factory kit, or?
Good question. Many of them can be interleaved together, so a lot of the tongue and grooves will match. Where they may not match, it's very, very easy to, with a razor saw, just to trim this material down and manage a standard cut point. So yes, you can chain a lot of this together and group it together. A lot of people do actually.
Oh, okay.
A lot
Very
of people
good.
do that. So.
All right. Now, ease of building and putting together. Average modeler, skilled modeler, newbie.
Yeah, good question. I would suggest that any range of modeler is honestly capable, and we have a number of kits that are designed for perhaps the entry-level guy versus maybe the more involved modeler. But the techniques and the materials involved in any of those kits are all the same. So once you're able to master, the 90-degree glue joint, right, with in your painting, you can build any of these kits. Yeah. They're all, like you mentioned, they're modular in nature, so they go together very easily, and they're methodical. So you can figure it out quicker, and you don't need to necessarily read a book of instructions to understand.
To do them, right. Okay. Now, what about accessory kits? I see that a lot of the buildings have rooftop signs, water tanks, HVAC. Is that something that comes with the building, or?
In a lot of cases, you'll see this display, whatever you see on the buildings is part of the kit. However, we do sell extra rooftop detail kits as an example. So that's an HO scale kit, which includes, I think I've got about 18 pieces in this kit as an example. So anything from the water tank to the ducting to the air conditioners and the walkout, etc. Also,
Once I see a sample and then they're going to do it live together.
from an HVAC perspective, we do offer kits such as this. This is what we would call a multi-scale kit because that same kit fits well on the N-scale model.
And it honestly, it doesn't look out of scale on the N-scale model.
Right, exactly. And then if you pull it up against some of these other models, and you see on the HO scale, it works.
It works, yeah.
So, yeah, just a different size ducting than HO scale. But this is another great example of a detail kit that you can add to either our building or anybody's structure. A lot of fun to build.
Yeah, okay, nice. Now, I see on this little section here, if we could see some of the detail the laser etching is done on the windows in particular.
Okay. So this is an example of our industrial modular wall kits. You'll see these on our website. Am I in your camera shot? Am I okay?
Yep, no, that's good.
So basically, these are laser cut wood. The difference between this product we offer, and the plastic version is that we're able to laser cut a lot of these components much finer than you probably could injection mold. So if you look at those windows and the opening sashes that we've been able to pull off with our laser cutting equipment, you'll note that the fidelity and scale is probably a lot higher here than it is in the plastic structures. One of the other cool features is that the brick sections are inserts that are separate parts. So you'll be able to paint those without masking them. You'll be able to paint them separately. You'll paint your concrete separately, and then you'll bring all the parts together, and you don't have to worry about any overbleed or anything like that.
Right, right.
So this is a really, really neat advantage of using laser cut wood.
Yeah, over the plastic. Yeah, and the brick and mortar, the fineness of the mortar joints on the brick is incredible.
Thanks very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, took a little bit of work to get there, but really happy that we were able to.
Yeah, great products. I see that you have, it's not in the camera shop, you have some weathered gondolas there with wood strips in them.
Exactly, right. So there's, we offer also some etched wood floors for gondolas and decks for flag cranes as well. So if you look at the back of the package here, you'll just see, as an example, these are just inlays that would sit inside the car and basically give you that real wood texture. So all we did, basically this is right off the laser, and all I did was throw a little bit of a gray wash on that just to make it a little more realistic, because the whole car's got some weathering. And you know what? That's a lot easier than trying to paint every individual board.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's
Very
also
nice.
available. Yeah.
Very nice. Is there anything else that your viewers would be interested in? Just looking at the scale on the fire escapes there.
So there's, you know, like again, a lot of the details that are included in the kits will get down to this level of detail. So these are some of the fire escapes that we will include in kits, and also available separately for purchase. So you know, again, have a look at our website, ITLA and then all the products you see behind me and what we're speaking of is available for view there.
And those are wood as well, are they?
These are actually laser board.
Laser board.
Yeah. So that material.
Okay, what's the difference between the laser board and the MDF then?
Okay, so if I may,
Sure. Yep.
reach in front of the shot here, but basically this is what laser board is. So laser board is basically a backer they use in the cabinet making laminate for mica on the countertop.
Okay.
So it actually laser cuts very, very well.
Very crisp, yeah.
Very, very crisp, and it doesn't burn when you get down to these fine details. So that's what we'll use as window inserts or appliques on top of the MDF.
Okay,
Beautiful
great.
material. So that's about it. Yeah, please have a look at our website, and I'm sure you'll see a lot more there than I can speak to for half an hour. But you know, reach out to us. We have a newsletter you can subscribe to on the website. Feel free to do that, and feel free to send us a line, drop us a line if you need to ask any questions. Happy to help.
Great. Well, thank you for your time, Nick, and we'll definitely be checking the website out.
All right, please. Thank you.
I think that is one thing opening itself. So at least on my layout, since I had a steep grade on it, it helps keep the knuckles like
keeps everything together. Yes.
So hopefully these help.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they just all over.
Yeah.
Modern stuff or what? Modern? Do any tomorrow? I have extra samples of anything else. I like this. So wrapped up.
It's going to be an hour-long video? No? Oh, okay.
I maybe one by one.
I saw the models that you gave to Lauren.
Yeah, this is